Hey guys, welcome to a sort of different video than I usually do. A lot of you guys who've watched, my channel, been following my channel, know that I love the Raptors, the Toronto Raptors. And, I sometimes talk about them here and there in my, videos. Because, I do Jurassic World Live and it's dinosaurs and Raptors. I just, sometimes I just slip it in naturally. It fits so well with Jurassic World Live, right? Like, Jurassic World even tweets about it every now and then. But the Toronto Raptors, and a lot of you guys have been asking me about my thoughts on the championship. And oh my god, guys. I want to say I can't believe it, but like, I knew this was going to happen when the season started. Like, as unbelievable as it sounds, when the season started, we got Kawhi Leonard, obviously, Danny Green for DeMar DeRozan and Jacob Puddle, Yakin Pirtle, and was it 2020 or 2021 first round pick or whatever, or was it second round pick? I can't remember. It was a pick. So 2019. Oh, protected 2019 first round draft pick. Ooh. So it doesn't matter, dude. We got Kawhi Leonard, and he's an absolute monster. I think he's the best player in the NBA right now. And wow. Like, an injured Kawhi Leonard carried us through the playoffs. Like, oh, imagine if next year, if we keep this guy healthy, it's unbelievable, this guy. But yeah, when the season started, I said, if we win a championship, I'll buy myself a Kyle Lowry jersey, and we won it. I'm getting that jersey. So before you guys start jumping me, wait, I just want to give them some time so they could throw out the jersey with the championship logo on it, so I could have that out. So I'm waiting for them to get that, and I'll get my hands on one. Obviously, Kyle Lowry. Oh my goodness! Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, we obviously we love Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is an absolute beast. He's been, it would have been, I wouldn't say impossible, because a lot of things happen, right? Miracles sort of happen sometimes. But it would be very, 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 very unlikely that we would be in the place we are right now if it weren't for Kawhi Leonard. But as much as Raptor fans love Kawhi Leonard, and we love Kawhi Leonard, we really, 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 really love Kyle Lowry, man. Like, and it's just some things that, like, other fans don't understand. Kyle Lowry gets slandered so much. Like, people call him, like, playoff choker, whatever. Like, after that 0-point performance in Orlando, which, by the way, it wasn't even a bad performance. I'm sure he got 0 points, but, like, he had the highest plus-minus of anyone on our team. He did, like, all the other things that weren't shown on the score sheet. But, like, people just slander Lowry. Like, even after Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Like, that was absolutely unbelievable. Like, after the Kyle Lowry's buzzer beater, like, champion winner shot at the end, that three got blocked and it was tipped by Draymond. People was slandering Lowry, and that was absolutely unbelievable. Kyle Lowry played. If it weren't for Kyle Lowry, we would have been out of that game a long time ago. Kyle Lowry was the guy who kept us in the game in Game 5, and sure, he didn't make that last shot. It was tipped by Draymond, whatever. But, like, people started slandering him online. This guy gets so much undeserved hate. It's crazy. So, like, seeing Kyle Lowry, like, hoist up the Larry O'Brien trophy that was one of the best. That has to be the best Raptors moment ever. Like, over all the others. You know what? Actually, I don't know. The Game 7 shot versus Philly was phenomenal. Wow. I don't even know. There's so many great memories in this season. Obviously, first championship has to be a super memorable season, right? So, I don't even know. let me just go over the whole this. Let's just go over the regular season really fast. Regular season, first sort of like quarter, I think, of the season. We had JV obviously, and then Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is absolutely brilliant. He brought Siakam up into the starting lineup, which this guy is unbelievable. Siakam, most improved player, obviously. Like in game one, like people are all talking about him getting most improved player, but like in game one of the finals, like no, like this boy was like going for like finals MVP or something. Like skipping most improved player, like going right for the finals MVP of this guy. Absolutely sensational. This really kind of young player. Nick Nurse put him in the starting lineup, moved Ibaka to the backup center with Jonas Valanciunas. Well, they kind of just switch from time to time, right? And then JV went down, and Ibaka stepped up, went inserted into the starting lineup with Pascal and the others. Serge at the center, and then we had all those injuries. Kyle Lowry was injured. Kawhi got injured. Then we also had Kawhi load management. And we played through all that, and then we traded for Marc Gasol, which is absolutely phenomenal. Like, Nikola Vukovic, like, he was one of the most underrated players in this season. Like, after the All-Star break, I think Magic had the best record in the league, and Vukovic was a huge part of that. In the first round, Marc Gasol absolutely obliterated, like, Vukovic. Vukovic was, that was their All-Star. He's a great player, and just got absolutely, like, just completely countered by Marc Gasol. Like, I felt bad for the guy. The guy he's going into free agency this summer, and then Marc Gasol single-handedly probably lost him a lot of money. Like, to be honest, Marc Gasol probably just made him lose a lot of money in free agency. Poor guy, man. And yeah, going into the Magic series, like, of all the lower seed teams, Orlando Magic was the hardest. Like, our road to the NBA championship, people always say, oh, the Warriors, they were hurt. There's going to be asterisks on your championship. Like, dude, even if we take out the Warrior series, the Raptors had the hardest road in the Eastern Conference to get to the finals. Like, they fought the Magic, which was, it's really hard to say that they weren't the best team in the lower seeds. All Nets were great. Pacers obviously were really good. Unfortunately, they lost Oladipo. It was in a Raptors match too. It was horrible when I saw it live on TV. It was, I think Siakam was there right under him, and then like Oladipo. Oh no, it's absolutely horrible. Hopefully, he could come back next season and give the Pacers some energy they need going into the offseason. But yeah, what was the last team? Pistons. Pistons lost Blake Griffin, and they got obliterated by Giannis and the Bucks with Dwayne Casey. Rip Dwayne Casey. But he talked a lot of trash to us, so I'm not too horribly sad for the guy. But the Orlando Magic was really hard, and they came out. They smacked us in the face. We lost the first game, Kyle Lowry, the 0-point game, and I predict like the big Kyle Lowry games. I tell the guys on Discord, I know when Kyle Lowry will have a big game, and it has an 100% success rate so far. Every time I tell someone Kyle Lowry's gonna have a big game next game, and he has one, because like Lowry does great on away games. He does great on after a slander game. Like if he has like, it doesn't even have to be a bad game, but if like people like it's a huge slander game, he has a great bounce back game. And obviously game 2, Kyle Lowry came out, did great there, and we took down the Magic, which is hardest first round opponent. And then in the second round versus the Sixers, basically a 4 all-star starting lineup. And Sixers always say like their bench is like horrible. No, Sixers bench is actually pretty decent. Gotta give the folks a bit more credit. James Ennis kind of cooked us for a few games there, right? But Sixers series, that was an all-time. That's probably my personal favorite series of all time. The 7-game Sixers series, that was absolutely brilliant. I went into the Sixers series, thought it was going to be a decent matchup for us, but I did discount all the length that their players had, and also just they have 4 All-Stars. It's Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Jimmy Butler, which I like. This series made me respect Jimmy Butler a lot. The dude's an absolute baller. Like, he carried the Sixers in that series. If Sixers get him next year, they're gonna be like absolutely monstrous. Jimmy Butler is great. Tobias Harris, which didn't really show up too much in this series, but it was a really hard fought series, and like that. What was it? Game 4. Game 4, like, that was like when all hope was like almost gone because the Sixers were up. Pascal was injured. He just had a horrible game. We just got blown out the game before. And then Kawhi Leonard, oh my God. That 3 he hit over, I think it was Joel Embiid. That was people always talk about the dunk over Giannis or whatever, but I think that was one of the most important shots in the playoffs. Obviously, the shot in a Game 7 that has to be the most important one. That's the biggest shot in Raptors franchise history. But that shot he made over Joel Embiid, that 3, that was probably one of the most important shots in this whole playoff series. This guy's an absolute monster. I can't say enough good things about him. And then obviously Game 7 came around, that buzzer beater, like that's the greatest shot in Raptors franchise history, and it's probably one of the greatest shots in NBA history. It's has to be one of them. It's probably up there, right? A Game 7 buzzer beater, like, to win the series. They were tied, like, absolutely phenomenal. That's one of the greatest moments in basketball or NBA history, I guess. So, and then going into the Bucks series, I thought the Bucks had a genuine, decent chance, and even the Sixers as well, at beating the Warriors. So I was kind of creeped out by the Bucks. I still thought we were going to win. Even when we were down 2-0, Temerity on Discord said something, he told me, like, oh, don't worry, you guys have enough playmakers to, at least win a game or whatever. But I was like, no, I know. I told him, oh, I know. But the thing is, I think we're going to win this series. And, like, we were down 2-0. Everyone was saying, it's going to be, like, Bucks and 4. Bucks are going to sweep. But we came back. We won 4 straight games against the Milwaukee Bucks after losing the first 2. That was a legendary series. Fred VanVleet, which was, like, people were calling for Fred's head in the Philly series. Like, he had a really bad series. As much as I love Fred VanVleet, he had a really bad series against Philly, but he balled out in the Bucks series. Norman Powell, for some reason, he just kills the Bucks. For some reason, every time it's the Bucks, he just kills them. I don't even know why. He just balls out when facing the Bucks. And obviously, Kyle Lowry had that tremendous Game 1, which we probably should have won if we didn't, absolutely just lose it in, like, the last 3 minutes or whatever. But I thought the Bucks were a real challenge. The Bucks were this was a top tier team. This has to be, like, top 50 or probably top 25 all time best basketball teams ever, and we beat them. It was a phenomenal series. That was unbelievable. Like, after we beat the Bucks, I was like, and then, like, right after we beat the Bucks, on Twitter was trending was Warriors in 4, and people were making these really, really horrible jokes about, they're not even funny, man, about, the Raptors, Kawhi is great, Kyle Lowry, bald, Siakam is most improved player, Warriors in 4. Like, dude, people were talking about Bucks in 4 right before, and what happened? We beat the Bucks 4 games in a row. Like, come on, guys, are you kidding me? Why would you make those kind of jokes? Are you, like, that's unbelievable. And then we came out and beat the Warriors. Man, like, after we beat the Bucks, I thought, like, if we could beat the Bucks, I cannot see why we can't beat the Golden State. If we could beat them 4 games in a row, I cannot see why we cannot beat the Golden State Warriors. With Kevin Durant, without Kevin Durant, with Klay Thompson, without Klay Thompson. Like, remember, the LA Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, they won 2 games against the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant. If the Clippers can win 2 games against the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant, I'm extremely confident that the Raptors, they're miles better than Clippers. And no, I'm not dissing on the Clippers unless you guys get Kawhi, which Kawhi's he's staying. He can't leave after this. Come on. But like if the Clippers could take 2 games from Golden State, I was certain we can beat Golden State. And unfortunately, Kevin Durant was injured in the Houston series, and for some reason, they let KD play in Game 5, and then he injured himself again, and this time it's the Achilles. It's unbelievable they would do that. That's horrible. Like, I understand why people dislike Kevin Durant because of the whole situation, leaving Thunder, joining the Warriors and stuff. But like that's such a horrible thing to happen to a guy who loves basketball. Like KD, he really loves basketball, and then to go down like that, it's absolutely horrible. So, and then Klay as well in the last game. Like dude, you guys were down 3-1. You just injured yourself. Like, why? You're going into free agency. Like, why? And a report say you can't play next season. Like, that's I don't know what's going on with the Warriors medicals. I don't know why they let him go out. Like, if KD wants, like, if you guys know what happened to KD and he wanted to go out and play, don't let him play. Don't let him play. Don't listen to him. He's hurt. He needs to get healthy, right? Klay too. Oh, not that I know that it's his Klay's injury was related to the hamstring or not, but that aside, the Golden State series, that was also another all-time series. Unfortunate they had injured players. I would have much preferred if those guys weren't injured. We've had like if no one was injured, Lowry's thumb, like. One thing I was thinking about, like, in Game 5 was, please end this so Lowry could get the surgery on his thumb. Like, after the Philly series, dude's thumb on his left hand was, like, basically gone. Like, it's, oh my God. Every time he touches the ball, it hurts my soul. Every time I see him, wince at his finger and stuff, it hurts my soul, man. And then Kawhi's leg, and then Pascal also had a leg injury in the Philly season. But although, Pascal's an absolute beast, this guy never gets tired. He recovered decently fast, which was really great. And OG with poor OG, man, he missed out on this entire like legendary playoff run, and he would have been really good in the Philly series and the Bucks series, and if KD was here in the finals as well. But unfortunately, OG wasn't there, and Fred, dude, oh my God, this dude. He first took that hit. Dude, I think it was his left eye or his right eye, broke that, and then Sean Livingston gave him that elbow, which is totally unintentional. Gave him that elbow, it broke the skin on his eye again, got stitches, knocked out a tooth. Like, I just wish everyone was healthy, but it's basketball, it's sports. It's really hard for that to happen, right? It's sometimes it's almost inevitable. Like, when you think about Brogdon was also hurt right before the playoffs, super unfortunate, But we paid our dues. We all our guys a lot of them were hurt in the regular season. That's why we got load management for Kawhi. Absolutely worked out, and here we are. We won the NBA championships. We're winners. We won it. Toronto Raptors, 2019 NBA championships. We're champions. 24 years. We finally did it. Like, man, I remember my first Raptors game. It was the Vince Carter Raptors versus the Yao Ming Rockets. That was I'm pretty sure that's the only game I've ever watched live. Back in, I think it was the Sky Dome. I think I can't remember. It's such a long time ago, and like back then, like no chance of ever like we don't even know about the playoffs and stuff. But now we're the NBA champions. It's absolutely unbelievable. Like man, like I Kawhi Leonard, man, wow, and Kyle Lowry, man. We're gonna certainly retire. There's no question about retiring Kyle's number, but if Kawhi stays next year, certainly his number is gonna get retired as well. They might retire DeRozan's number, maybe Bosh, maybe Carter. You know what? I've been thinking, and this is an oddball, but retire Serge Ibaka's jersey, man. Serge has been with us through some rough times as well, and he's been absolutely key in a lot of these games in the playoffs. Like that last, like a lot of these versus the Warriors games, a few Bucks games, he's been absolutely key. The big lineup that he played with Marc Gasol against the Phillies, the Sixers, right? He's been absolutely key. Like this one's a stretch. Serge Ibaka's a stretch, but he could if the organization is willing to go there, if he plays for us for a few more years, keeps balling, I could totally see us retiring his jersey too. But anyways, that's most of my thoughts on this legendary historic Raptors title run that you guys have been asking me my thoughts on. So yeah, we did it. We won. 2019 NBA champions. I'm gonna get that Lowry jersey. So, anyways, thank guys for watching. I know this is not something I usually do on the channel, but special occasion. Toronto's. Oh my god, I wish I was back in Toronto right now. I grew up in Toronto, by the way, if you guys don't know. So I do live in Vancouver right now, but man, I hope he stays, man. He's gotta stay, man. Please, if he stays, wow, we can run it back. And next year, the East is gonna be tough. The Bucks, they're gonna be tough. Sixers still gonna be tough. We don't know what's going on with Nets, the Knicks, Pacers. If Oladipo comes back, Magic seemed really promising, honestly, after this playoff run. Like Magic low key can be that. It might surprise you guys next year. The Heat's in a bit of trouble. Pistons, if their folks can be healthy, who knows? Anyways, that's all. Raptors are 2019 NBA champions.